Which electric cars are coming in 2022 and which are not? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. You know what? I just realized it's nearly Christmas. What the heck is going on? This year has been insane. I don't know what's happened to me, but it feels like I'm going in fast forward. Maybe because I'm so busy doing these electric car videos every day, and honestly, I love doing it, bringing you this content. It's exciting, it's fun, it's new, it's different every day. The future is getting better and better and better, and I can see that happening. I don't know, but time has gone so quickly this year. Just want to say to you all, hope you have an awesome season, Christmas season. Get to spend some time with your family. Get to really reflect on what matters the most, and that is spending time with your family and friends, with people that matter to you. So, which electric cars are coming in 2022? Well, this list is primarily more Australian based, but it does give a good indication of what's happening worldwide. And I'll put in some little things here and there on what I think is going on in terms of scheduling, in terms of America and Europe as well, Canada, UK, everywhere else. Now, America, obviously we have a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a few pickups. The Cybertruck's meant to be coming next year. I don't know if I can even rate that because there's only going to be a few of them next year. Mass production, probably mid-2023 is my prediction. Obviously, we've got the Ford F-150 electric pickup. A lot of people are very excited for that. Not coming to Australia, unfortunately. Cybertruck is coming to Australia, is coming to, I think, lots of places. If you actually have a look at the pre-order list, you'll see there's a lot of pre-orders for the UK, a lot for Canada, a hell of a lot for Canada. Obviously, I think there's more than 900,000 for the United States. But in Australia, there's also about 25,000. So it's coming to Australia as well. But it won't come in 2022, obviously. I think it'll come to Australia probably 2025. That would be my guess. So what other cars are coming that we know of outside of those? First of all, we should see the Tesla Model Y become available here in Australia, New Zealand, a bunch of other countries that it's not already in, Southeast Asia, and wherever else you have the Tesla Model 3 currently, but you don't have the Model Y, pretty good chance you will receive Tesla Model Y vehicles in 2022. In addition to that, worth pointing out, if you're in Europe, in particular Germany and the UK, and I think America and Canada as well, the Model 3 and the Model Y will go down in price. That's my prediction, I'm calling it. I think the Model 3 and the Model Y will go down in price significantly though in Europe, in particular in Germany, and prices in the UK will go down as well. Now, in addition to that, we'll see Volkswagen Group's first all-electric vehicle in the form of the Cupra Born reach Australian shores. And for the first time, we'll also see electric vans on offer from Ford and Mercedes-Benz, as well as in smaller numbers from BYD via Nextport, who are distributing those vehicles here. By the way, BYD vehicles will be coming to a lot of different countries worldwide next year. Although maybe they're going to pause that time frame a little bit. I think that's possible because Look how many they're selling in China. They're selling every month 10,000 more, 10,000 more, 10,000 more. They've tripled their battery deployment this year versus last year. I don't know if they can triple it again to be able to satisfy demand. So we'll see. Okay, one very important car coming to Australia and to many countries worldwide in 2022 is the Kia EV6. And boy, it's actually a very cool car. Very similar to the Ioniq 5 in terms of size, although the boot is smaller than the Ioniq 5. Personally, I prefer the Ioniq 5 to the EV6, but the EV6 is a freaking cool car. I mean, remember when Kia was just like, someone says, what car have you got? And you'd be like, Kia, Kia. Remember that? Well, the Kia EV6 it's kind of like now, what car have you got? I've got the Kia EV6, baby. Yeah. I mean, if you can get your hands on one of these, this is the big problem, getting your hands on one. There's only a very small number of them being built worldwide, unfortunately, in comparison to companies like Volkswagen and Tesla and BYD who are making a lot of electric cars. Kia and Hyundai still not making all that many. Hopefully, they change their plans and start making more of them so more people can get the EV6 in 2022. Now, the EV6 will be available in 5 models, each with a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery, a single rear axle or dual motor powertrain, and the capacity to charge at up to 350 kilowatt if you can find a charger that will do that, allowing it to be charged from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. That is crazy. Now, with up to 510 kilometers of driving range in the large battery, it's understood that the EV6 will also be made available with a shorter range 58 kilowatt hour battery. The Ford e-Transit. Ford e-Transit's coming to Australia and a number of other countries in 2022. The Ford e-Transit is the company's first effort into the Australian electric vehicle market, and it will be followed by 4 more EVs by 2024, say Ford. The Audi e-tron S and the e-tron S Sportback, available from in Australia, $166,000 on road. The high-end and sporty electric e-tron S and its $172,700 Sportback sister come in an all-wheel drive configuration with 2 electric motors and can produce impressive numbers in boost mode, maximum torque of 973 newton meters and a 370 kilowatt power output. Very cool car. Also coming to many countries worldwide in 2022 is the BMW i4. The i4 is expected in the first quarter of 2022 with an M performance variant of the BMW i4 delivering maximum power of 390 kilowatt. Now, performance-wise, it'll accelerate from 0 to 100 in 4 seconds and have a standard driving range of up to 590 kilometers. I've got to say, I think it's good, but a little bit underwhelming in terms of those performance figures for an electric performance car. I think, maybe the next model will be better. It seems as though, to me, BMW are trying to mute the performance a little bit because they don't want it cannibalizing sales of vehicles like the M3 and the M5. The BYD Yen Plus. Now, the Driven.io reports on most of what I'm talking here, by the way, and they say the Yen Plus is expected to be the first electric vehicle from China's BYD to reach Australian shores via import and export automotive. That's not actually correct. The first vehicle to reach Australian shores is here this week. In fact, one of the viewers on the channel is taking delivery, I believe, this week, and I'm hoping to meet him in Queensland to review that car for you guys so you can see what it's like. Now, the vehicle he's taking delivery of is the BYD E6, which is like an MPV kind of crossover SUV type vehicle. Really nice big interior. It's got a 70 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate blade battery. So that's the first car. That's already here though, technically. But the BYD E6 will come in larger numbers, I believe, in 2022 and to a number of different countries around the world. Like, for example, right now they're taking it to India. Apparently that's going to be their number one vehicle in India, the BYD E6. However, the Yen Plus is coming in the first quarter of 2022, say BYD, which is exciting news. Now, the Yen Plus has a 150 kilowatt and 330 newton meter electric drive motor, and it's built on BYD's new all-electric platform 3.0, which has 800 volt architecture and potentially could have fast charging, but we don't actually know the charging rate of that vehicle yet. Mercedes-Benz EQV and the eVito. German van and car maker Mercedes-Benz will launch a huge number of electric vehicles worldwide over the next few years, but the first of those is electric vans coming to lots of different countries globally in 2022. So the EQV will join the EQC full-size electric SUV and the small EQA SUV. By the way, I reviewed the EQA SUV in my 21 car comparison. Very interesting in terms of specifications. Quite disappointing, to be honest. I don't know what to say other than a bit embarrassing to that vehicle in terms of price, performance, range, everything else. But that test, that 21 car test, will give you a really good indicator of the cars you should consider buying. The EQA is not one of them. Don't get swayed by the Mercedes hype. But don't get me wrong, there are some good Mercedes cars, such as the EQS. That is one impressive car. I'll put a link in the description below to that 21 car test. Make sure you check that out. Next up, the Driven.io reports is the BYD Han. This is another of several planned BYD cars that are coming to Australia and a bunch of other countries in Europe. I'm not sure about America and Canada at the moment, but I did report on the BYD cars potentially being sold soon in America. I'll put a link in the description below to why I think that's happening, to the video that I made about BYD looking to hire staff in North America for after sales for passenger vehicles. Check out that video too. Now, the Han is one of the most popular electric cars in China. It's a very cool looking sedan. Even though I don't like sedans, I've got to say, it looks very sexy, and I think the price is going to be quite reasonable. It's going to have a range of about 600 kilometers on the NEDC cycle. Next up, we've got the 2022 MG ZS EV. Now, this is the updated version of the second most popular electric car here in Australia. It's also very popular in the UK, where it's sold to. Why is it so popular? Well, the Chinese brand makes electric vehicles which are pretty damn good and extremely affordable. It, for quite a while, has been the cheapest electric car here in Australia, and it's an SUV. It's a decent size. And this new model is way better than the old model. Now, the new model will be available in both short and long range, and will offer V2L or vehicle to load capability, as well as cabin preconditioning via a smartphone app. The ZS EV is currently available with only a 44.5 kilowatt hour battery and a relatively short 262 kilometer range, but this new model will have a bigger battery and a much bigger range. So I'm looking forward to seeing that vehicle as well. I would love to actually test drive one of these too. Hopefully I'll get that opportunity next year. Next up, we've got the Cupra Born, which we spoke about before. The Cupra Born should be available by the end of 2022 in a number of different markets worldwide, ahead of the Volkswagen ID4 also coming to Australia and a number of other markets worldwide where it doesn't currently exist. Now, this really cool looking electric hatch was first introduced in 2019. It'll have 3 battery and options and 2 electric motor options with a maximum power of 170 kilowatt, a driving range of 540 kilometers based on the WLTP cycle, so quite a realistic cycle, and it will have a 77 kilowatt hour battery. Next up, we have the Tesla Model S and the Model X. Now, if you actually ordered a Tesla Model X, S or X at the beginning of this year or within the last year, within the whole last year, you wouldn't have gotten one. More than likely, you wouldn't have got one. Only a small number have been delivered this year. Because why? They shut down the production lines because they made a new model. There's a lot of changes to this car, even though people, Tesla haters are saying there isn't. There is actually quite a number of big changes, and that's the reason for the delays, primarily the reason. Now, Tesla's actually put pre-orders for the Model S and the Model X on hold. Right now, you can't pre-order one if you're not in North America because they've got so many pre-orders that they can't deliver them, and it's creating a bad situation for customers, meaning that, let's say you pre-order one now and Tesla can't deliver it to you for a year or more. They don't want that to happen. I think that's why they're doing it. I'll put a link in the description below to the video I made about them pausing the pre-orders. But anyway, Model S and Model X are meant to come to lots of different countries worldwide, the new model in 2022. So that'll be quite exciting for a lot of people who are looking forward to driving the world's fastest series production car. Now, here is probably my favorite of all of these vehicles. Why? Because it makes electric driving affordable to the masses. The BYD EA1, or the BYD Dolphin as it's now known. I made a video recently about the Dolphin. I believe it will become the highest selling vehicle in the world within a few years. Why? Well, I just said why. It's going to be affordable. Now, there's a lot of reasons to why, aside from just the affordability, the battery it has, the size of the vehicle, the size versus the interior space. I could go on and on about this car. I'll just put some links in the description below to the videos I've made about the BYD Dolphin. Now, this vehicle has been rumored to come in at around, well, between 25 to 30,000 Australian dollars. So maybe 20,000 US dollars. That's a bargain. But the top model will be up to about $35,000 with the bigger battery. Now, of course, there are other electric vehicles coming in 2022, but this video is going to go on forever. So I've just given you the main ones, the ones that are the most interesting, most relevant, the ones that you should definitely consider buying if you can in your country. Let me know if there's something I missed here that you're looking forward to buying or that you want to talk about. I might be able to make a video about that too. Once again, thanks for watching the channel, for subscribing. Fantastic to have you here, and I'll see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.